everybody, Matumbo here. We are back playing some more Standard on Magic Arena. Now, we are going to be exploring what we did yesterday, which was the Ozolith, but instead of just being a meme type deck where we try to do some crazy 4-card combo in one turn, we're going to focus on what this card can actually do throughout the game and build up our creatures pretty big. So before we do that, I do want to remind you guys that if you like the video, please hit that like button. Please leave a comment below letting me know what you would like to see in a future video, and please subscribe to the channel to keep coming back for more content and hit that bell icon so you are notified as soon as these videos are uploaded. So with that being said, let's hop right into this deck. Again, this deck revolves around the Ozolith. Now the Ozolith, what it says is, again, if any of our creatures leave the battlefield, if they have counters on it, they go onto this artifact, and then during our attack step right at the beginning, we get to move all of the counters from this onto another creature. So essentially, with our creatures having counters on them, as they get bigger and bigger, we're never really going to lose power per se, as long as we have creatures on the board. Basically the power from our previous creatures is always going to be transferred to a new creature. So ideally, we want to have a Pelt Collector, obviously, on turn one. Pelt Collector allows us to, anytime we play a creature with power greater than Pelt Collector, it's going to get a +1/+1 counter. So if we turn one Pelt Collector as a 1/1, and then turn two Paradise Druid, so that power is greater, so Pelt Collector is going to be a 2/1, or a 2/2, I'm sorry. And then on turn three, Barkhide Troll, potentially, or Yorvo, that becomes a 3/3, so on and so on. So we're just going to highlight the cards. Barkhide Troll is a 2-mana 3/3. Comes into play with a +1/+1 counter. Yorvo is a 3-mana 4/4. The good thing about Yorvo is all of his power is in the form of +1/+1 counters. And on top of that, as we play more green creatures, he's just going to be earning more and more and more counters, which is just going to feed him, make him bigger, and then whenever he leaves the battlefield, it's going to put all of those counters on the Ozolith, and then the Ozolith's going to put all those counters on another creature. Potentially maybe a creature with trample, such as Voracious Hydra. Voracious Hydra is really cool because, first of all, it has trample, so we actually have somewhere to put all these counters that actually feed through. On top of that, when we pay 2 mana and X for the casting cost, we are going to be able to either fight with his power. So if we pay 7 mana, we can fight with a 5/6, or we can double the amount of counters that he comes into play. So if we pay 7 for five counters, he's essentially going to be a 10/11. That's pretty good. It's a really good way to get ahead of the counter war, so to say, between creatures and the Ozolith. So other than that, Stonecoil Serpent, this is pretty much a staple if you're playing a real Ozolith deck. This is a X mana spell. You can see at the bottom, can't really see behind my picture, but he's just a straight X mana, and he's gonna be an X equal to the number of mana we pay into it. He's got reach, he's got trample, and he's got protection from multicolor spells. So if we play this on like a turn 2 or turn 3 for a 3/3, he's going to be immune to fairy bouncing. He's going to be immune to deafening clarion. He's going to be immune to a lot of just good creatures that our opponents are playing. So he's Stonecoil Serpent is honestly one of the best creatures in Standard right now, just because it has so much versatility. We're going to round that out with some Questing Beast, because Questing Beast, this crazy mythic, is just a 4-mana 4/4, and as you can see, it has about 8,000 lines of text, and the more text a card has, typically, the better that card is. So we have the new Gemrazer. Again, this is just in case we need to kill any kind of artifacts or enchantments we may run into. Maybe we run into a Fires deck, or maybe we run into like a Cat Oven deck. We need to kill those enchantments or artifacts. We can mutate this onto one of our creatures. Also give it trample, or reach as well. But other than that, it's just a 4/4 for 4 mana, which is good. We do have Vivien. This allows us to add counters to creatures. It allows us to one-way fight creatures, and it allows us to pull creatures out of our sideboard. So we do have a sideboard for this deck. It's just a bunch of random creatures. Nothing really worth speaking of. And we have Great Henge. The bigger our creatures are, the cheaper this thing is going to be, potentially. And it also adds 2 mana. It gains 2 life when we add 2 mana. And anytime a creature comes into play, it gets a +1/+1 counter, which is, obviously a combo with the Ozolith, and it lets us draw a card. So it's going to be a card draw engine. So other than that, again, like I said, sideboard, we just have some random creatures that have weird abilities that might come into play. I'm not really sure if they do. Ginger Brute for maybe you know, we get this as a last resort, throw this into play, make it unblockable, put all the counters that we've saved up onto Ozolith, onto this thing, get through. Thrashing Bronodon in case we need to kill enchantments or artifacts. Same reason for Gemrazer, Nullhide Ferox, Fourth Questing Beast, a Shifting Ceratops in case we run into blue, Biogenic Ooze, don't know for what reason, Aggressive Mammoth in case we want to give Trample, Kogla in case we want to fight something, and Meteor Golem in case we want to kill something. So again, I doubt the sideboard is going to come into play, but in case it does, it's right here. All right, so what we're going to do, let's hop into the gameplay, play some games, and we will be back at the wrap-up to talk about what we think about this deck and see what kind of changes we would make. All right, so we're finally going to get a chance to play some actual Ozolith, not some memery. So let's see what some mono green Ozolith can do. Ozolith. How do you say that card? All right, so we're going first. This is just a green creature. We are going to keep this. This isn't the best hand, but I don't think we want to pump out a 1/1 Stonecoil Serpent. So blue-white flyers. It's a good one. I think we need to actually kill off this Spectral Sailor while we have the opportunity.
Too far. Tear it down. My aim and their claws, you're done.
Yeah, I don't think we can afford to let that thing sit out there. All right, well, again, early concede. It's kind of hard to get around that. Yeah, I don't really want to deal with another day of just everybody early conceding. That would not be too fun. But we'll see where this deck leads us today. Definitely in the slower matchmaking part of the game. Kelvin Korn. Alright, we're going first again. This is not the best, but I think we're definitely going to go and keep this. So best draw here is probably a Paradise Druid. I wonder if this is blue-white flyers again. Doesn't appear so. So this is probably like some form of Winota deck. We're gonna go ahead and yeah, I think we're gonna fight. Yeah, we're definitely fine with that. So he's looking for a land. I mean, we're going to get into free extra damage. The Ozolith doing good things since 2020. I feel like I'm going to waver back and forth between saying Ozolith and Ozolith. Oh, well, you can't block. Well. That is unfortunate. How do we do this? Well, I feel like we gotta make some pluses. Yep. Good game, buddy. Good game. Yeah, these are definitely going to be some quick games, I feel like, today. And again, it's that time of day. Not a lot of people on, probably. The store's just reset. So. Alright, so. Luris. Okay, we're going to keep it. Not the fastest. So we're playing black, cycling. Alright, we're playing black. Alright. Let's get this guy started. Ozolith is immediately, essentially at 4 counters. Whatever shall we discard? Alright, well. I think we just have to make bigger creatures than him. So he's got 2 cards in his graveyard. He's a little bit off from that Croxa. Okay. So I could see him like using his Fiend Artisan here for probably like a Priest of the Forgotten Gods. Which, you know, his demise will be met. Thanks to Vivien coming in. Alright. Well, let me look at it too, if you're going to look at it. Only when you can cast sorceries, buddy. He's trying to figure out which one to use. Make sure to get that 2 damage in. Hey, look, I was right. So...
Close your eyes, breathe, and listen to the sounds of the wild. Watch out, they bite.
Alright, and we will... Do we attack? I think we do. Oh, well played, sir. I always forget that they play this stupid card, Disclaim the Firstborn. Yeah, that's a pretty solid attack, my friend.
Haven't seen the last of me.
Pretty solid attack. How many cards do we got? 6, so they can bring it back. We need to make sure that we have cards in our hand. What do we do here? This is a close game. Crocs is coming down. Oh, Infinite Crocs is coming down. This is bad. I think we're gonna lose this game, guys. We have to keep this in our hand, or we lose. So he can actually win this turn. I'm going to make him do it. But he Croxes, and then he can sacrifice his Luris to go get another Croxa and kill us. So. Oh, he just drew another one. So, alright. Like I, you know, can't win them all. Definitely reduce some losses from yesterday. That that turn where we attacked was probably not the best attack. Karuga. Mulligan. Playing against fires. Yeah, we'll keep this. Put back a Paradise Druid, I believe. Game, stop asking me if I want to play a Stonecoil Serpent for 0. This isn't the deck for that. Okay. And we're gonna double up. Four 5 is better than a 4-3. If you want to play Teferi and bounce, that's fine. This is when it leaves play. So. Here we go. Ah, Banishing Light. Awesome. Thank you. Works out the same, right? So we are going to do... no reason not to make this the full 5, right? All right. We have a 9/9 Trampler, sir, with Pro Teferi and Pro Karuga. Draw 3. I'm curious as to what his follow-up play is going to be here. Could have the red elemental. Is he an elemental? Yeah, I think Cavalier. That's what I meant. And yes, he's an elemental. So he would 100% need to double block this. Oh, big swings, huh? It's a big swing. Nine, 10, 11, 12, 13. Not enough. What's in our sideboard? Or... No, we can't even get a guy right now. We could have only... God, we only could have done... We were one short. We didn't have enough to activate this with another thing. Yeah. Making a 4/4, I guess. I meant to do 5. Oh well. Oh well. F in chat. Even though we're not streaming. I mean, it really just takes another Banishing Light. Or that dude. Alright, buddy. Get in with them swings. Alright, well. You know, rope-tastic us? Alright. No blocks. Well, he good gamed us. That was a good game. Good game. That last game. That was a good game. Even though we lost, happy that we actually had a really good game with an opponent. I wish I could translate that to know what this guy's name was. We're gonna keep this. I know double Ozolith is no good, but green on green. Playing Gruul? Yeah, you are. Aster +1. +1 it is. No attacks. I have a feeling we're about to see another 3/3 or a 4/4. Okay. No blocks. Obviously don't want to turn this into something that it isn't. You want to block, if you want to kill this guy, feel free. There we go. That's what we're looking for. And now it's really hard. So he can, yeah, he can Domri's ambush this to trait, which is fine. But when he does that, he's just going to start making our creatures bigger and bigger and bigger. Alright, so the Ozolith draw. We definitely have the Ozolith draw. So we can... could play this out and then potentially... I don't like that. I like doing this instead.
My heart beats in unison with the wild. I'd get out of the way if I were you.
Just gonna make giant guys here. So he has to go after Vivien. He has to. But he chooses not to. So we could trade in Vivien. Or we could fight.
You picked the wrong fight.
Yeah, definitely have at that. So we could swing in. So we're weighing over the options. Do we swing in, offer the double block, but then he can come back and take out Vivien? I don't think that's the right play, so we're not going to. So he can stomp Vivien if he has another one. Or he can concede. All right. Oh, that's what happens when you get 3 of those Ozoliths, right? Just overpower them. You can mute your opponent's emotes by clicking their avatar and choosing mute. Well, guys, I do want to remind everybody, make sure you're hydrating. Remember, water is probably the most important thing that you can take in, put into your body. Make sure you are doing that in plenty. You know, they say you need 8 cups of water a day. Don't think that's necessarily true. I think you actually need to be drinking more than that. Especially if you want to, like, flush out your system. I feel like I play this guy in maybe one of my other videos. Pretty sure that that is accurate. I very much remember this name. We're going to keep. We're going to Pelt Collector into Ozolith into Yorvo. Into Questing Beast, hopefully, if we ever draw that 4th land. Hey, that's... I didn't mean into drawing another Questing Beast. No attacks. Let's not waste each other's time here. I bet he's playing some form of a mutate deck. Because he could mutate the 3/4 onto this Gilded Goose. Or he could play another Gilded Goose and get set up for who knows what. But, well. We're Yorvoing. So, mono green? So I really would have liked to have drawn a land. So we have to play Paradise Druid. Do we swing? Yeah, let's see what happens. Gonna block? Make some trades? Oh, okay. I'll take that. It's really weird seeing a mono green deck playing Lovestruck Beast. Okay.
I will survive you.
Okay. Again, I'm totally fine with this. You're actually giving us 6 counters off of that interaction. So yep. We are going to attack and attack.
I'm gonna love holding this grudge.
So I wonder what the play here is for him. Okay. So he has to just constantly chump block here. Oh well, fortunately for us, this wins us the game. This was a huge draw.
I am Scala's vengeance, and I'm coming for you next.
So again, questing beast can't be blocked with creatures power 2 or less. So we kill his 5/5, we get in, we do it. So that was a really good demonstration of what our deck can do. Pretty happy with that game. All right, do we have one more win in us? I think we do. Lawyer. Opponent's going first. All right. We finally have an Ozolith hand, guys. We're going to keep. Definitely have a little bit of a curve here. Actually, I like this play a little bit better. And again, no game we don't want to play a 0-cost Stonecoil Serpent. Okay. Make a trade. Sounds good. Only bad thing about it is we essentially lose 1 counter off of the deal. We're playing blue-green flash. All right. What an interesting card to counter there. All right, I think we're gonna go ahead and take advantage of this. He's stuck on some lands. We're gonna go and get in. And let's make him burn through any kind of counter spells, whether it be a quench or another sinister sabotage. I feel like he probably, if he has another sabotage, he has to use that to surveil for land. And he liked what he saw, so down comes force number 2, I'm sure. And let's go ahead and play another one. Yep. We really just have to run this guy out of cards in his hand. Oh, nice. So they most likely have a quench in their hand, but or maybe an essence scatter. But we're just gonna go for it. Wow, okay.
Breathe and listen to the sounds of the wild. You picked the wrong fight.
And we're not going to attack here. Yep. Oh, he had a spectral sailor. That's unfortunate. Fortunate for us though, Stonecoil Serpent has reach. Maybe he doesn't realize that and only attacks with the spectral sailor trying to kill Vivien. Oh no. So we will go ahead and block.
I will not go extinct.
He definitely knew. So it kind of makes you wonder if his last card, if he's just going to draw a card with the Spectral Sailor, or if his last card is going to be a, like, Night Pack Ambusher. Or a stupid octopus. Why would you put that under? That had to have been a misclick. 100% misclick. Alright, so we're hoping this draws out a counterspell. We're going to take a turn off here. Play a Stonecoil Serpent. Okay. It's not really the card we wanted to see. That's definitely the card we wanted to see. Oh my god, really? Well, on the plus side, you're definitely helping us out here. And then our card advantage engine is just going to be through the roof. 5. Okay, so that's huge. that he decided to block that. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, we are good to go, guys. This is exactly what our deck wants to do. We have a Great Henge in play. We have a card advantage engine coming along. He has one too, but yeah, he has a chump block engine coming along. So, good game, buddy. I'm super happy with that game, especially being our last game. So, all right, everybody, we are back. Time for this wrap up. Now, we went 5-2. Awesome. I'm super glad that we actually had some really good games that features what the Ozolith can do, the power level of it. Obviously, it's not good if it's drawn in multiples, but I feel like the one game where we actually did draw it in multiples, it didn't really matter, and we actually still got there. So with that being said, what was good about the deck? Obviously, the Ozolith was great. Stonecoil Serpent is insane. Yorvo is insane to feed it. And honestly, Questing Beast, of course, great. And Vivien, super, super awesome. Now, what would we change about this? Now, one of the cards I feel like didn't ever really matter in the long run was going to be Gemrazer. Now, it could have just been because based on the matchups we got, we didn't really ever need to utilize this card's ability. So who's to say whether or not this should stay or should go? But one card I feel like we might want to explore more is Growth Chamber Guardian here. So with Growth Chamber Guardian, it's a 2-mana 2/2, which is huge, but it adapts. So anytime when you adapt for 3 mana, you put 2/2 counters on it, so it's going to become a 4/4. Again, the whole counter synergy, with the Ozolith is great because this is potentially going to get 2 counters. If this dies, those counters are going to go into the Ozolith. However, if we were to actually play a Growth Chamber Guardian or even have one already that had counters on it, and we moved counters from the Ozolith onto Growth Chamber Guardian, the cool thing is it's going to trigger the adaptability again, where whenever it says when one or more +1/+1 counters are put onto it, we can search for another one of these and put it into our hand. So I feel like with the synergy of this deck, the Ozolith putting all the counters on it, this is a card we probably should have put in the deck, maybe instead of the Gemrazers. I feel like that would have been a good idea. If we could probably pull all 3 Gemrazers out, put in 4 of these, play 61 cards, and just be done with it. Again, I can't really believe that I missed this interaction when I was building, but I am kind of happy that we thought about it in the middle of the games. So that's something to think about. Again, the sideboard, like I thought, never really came into play. I feel like there might have been one game where we thought about using the sideboard when we got Vivien up to 5, but there's just nothing that actually would have done any good for us. So one more thing I do want to point out is during the games, our resolution was changing a couple times within our recording software. So if the video looks weird, I am sorry about that. Deal with it, I guess. But we did fix it, and it should not be switching anymore. Made sure that was fixed. So, all right, guys. Well, really, guys, everybody here, appreciate you watching. Please, like I said, subscribe, leave a comment below. Anything you can do to help interact with the channel helps all the algorithms and all that. So, please, please, please. All right. Other than that, you guys have an amazing day, and we will see you guys next time.